This video is brought to you by Robinhood, the investment brokerage app that lets you buy stocks, ETFs, and cryptocurrencies all commission free. You already knew that, but what you didn't know is apparently even an idiot like me can kill it in the stock market. Who would have ever thought that my super secret plan of buying all the stocks low when the stock market was crashing and then holding them until they went up again was a foolproof way to make money? You look at my portfolios and you might notice the numbers just keep going up and up and up. Almost 8% in my Robinhood portfolio today, and then another 6.5 over $1,500 that I made in this portfolio on each trade. Get in on this action. Start getting these gains. Click the link in the description below and get your free stock just for signing up on Robinhood. What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, checking out the brand new Toon support that just got revealed coming out of Toon Chaos. We knew that there were going to be some new Toon cards in this set, but we had no idea, or at least I didn't, that the European YouTubers were going to be getting a sneak peek and we're going to reveal this set working with Konami. Shout outs to Farfa and all the rest of the YouTubers who collabed with Konami. I always like when that happens. Anyways, I think I'm going to break down the Toon cards in this video, and then I'll break down the Chaos cards in another video so people can watch whatever they want to watch. And I'll also show you guys some of the reprints that have been revealed as well. The reprints are kind of interesting. We knew that Extravagance was going to be the big gun of this set, but also a Side-Frame Gear Gamma reprint is kind of nice. The hero cards threw me completely for a loop because I was just like, where did that come from? I mean, I'm not going to complain because some of these cards have needed reprints for a long time, but it's just something that I did not see coming at all. We also are going to be getting, if I'm not mistaken, the Warrior cards in here as well. Looks like there will be no Warrior structure deck and just a whole bunch of stuff. So I think the reprints are actually pretty legitimate. Some Frightfur stuff in here, some number cards as well. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out the cover card of this set. Toon Blackluster Soldier. This is a level 8 warrior Toon monster, 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense. So keeping the stat line of the old IOC BLS. It says cannot be normal summon or set, just like its original brethren. Must first be special summoned from your hand by tributing Toon monsters from your hand or field whose total level equals 8 or more. While you control Toon World and your opponent doesn't control a Toon monster, this card can attack your opponent directly. Once per turn, if you control Toon World, you can target one card on the field, banish it. This card cannot attack during the turn. This effect is activated. Okay, so I think depending on who you ask, you might have some people saying this card is really good, and you might have some people saying, Cap, I don't even know if this is better than the original BLS that's like, you know, basically a 15-year-old card. I don't think that it's quite as good as the original IOC BLS, but it definitely is a card that can get some work done. I think that when I look at this card on field, I actually love it. I like the fact that it can banish not just monsters like the original BLS, but it can actually banish spells and traps as well. The fact that it doesn't get to attack, I kind of expected that, so I'm not really that concerned. And the fact that we finally have a freaking Toon monster that can attack directly the turn that it's special summon. I mean, maybe we have another 1 or 2 Toons that can do that, but the point is we don't have a lot of them. My biggest gripe with this card is really the summoning condition. I was hoping that they would allow us to banish Toon monsters from our graveyard to summon Toon BLS, and unfortunately that just didn't happen. Now I do think that, you know, if you want to play the level 8s like Toon Ancient Gear Golem and Toon or Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, it would be able to, you know, those cards allow you to summon this guy basically off one card, and you can kind of take your neg 1, replace the neg 1 by the card with the card that you're going to banish from your opponent, and you kind of get the break even and still have a big monster on board. I think that this card is okay. I do believe that we might need some more level 8s to make this worth running, because honestly I'm not really interested in giving up like 2 cards to summon this. I don't feel like it's worth 2 cards, but if I only have to give up 1 card to summon this, then I think that we're actually in business. But I think that I think you can play this card. Anyways, we have a Toon Harpie Lady, which, I mean, that can't be canon, right? I know that Mai and Pegasus dueled during the Waking the Dragons art, but I'm like 99% certain there was never a Toon Harpie Lady. So this is super not canon. Anyways, it's a level 4. When Toon Monster, 1300 attack, 1400 defense, cannot attack during the turn that it is summoned, which is expected from the Toon monsters. That's why I was like, whoa, the BLS can attack during the same turn. If you control a Toon World, or if you control Toon World, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then, if you control another Toon monster, you can destroy one spell or trap your opponent controls. You can only use the effect of Toon Harpie Lady once per turn. While you control Toon World and your opponent doesn't control a Toon, this card can attack directly. Okay, so if you ever wanted spell and trap removal in the Toon archetype, here you go, I guess. Basically, this is just kind of like free popping of your opponent's back row. Obviously, the effect is supposed to mimic what happens when you summon a Harpie Lady with Harpie's Hunting Ground. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know that you need to run this card. I mean, I like the fact that it doesn't technically have to eat up your normal summon, but it doesn't feel like it really does anything if you don't have like another Toon monster. I mean, Toon Harpie Lady is not a card that you want to put on the field by herself. If you have, another Toon on field, then yeah, you're going to be able to pop your opponent's spells and traps every turn, but we all know that that's kind of a matchup specific effect in itself, because if you're playing against like a combo deck, they might not even have any actual spells and traps. I'm generally not like a big fan of cards that are not particularly good in a vacuum, and the fact that you have to have another monster on field, it kind of hurts this card. Also doesn't have like great stats. I mean, I think it can be decent in certain matchups, but I don't think you need to run Toon Harpie Lady. She looks cool, but I don't think you have to run her. We've got Toon Bookmark, which is a normal spell, and it says add one Toon World or one card that specifically lists Toon World in its text from your deck to your hand, except another copy of Toon Bookmark. If Toon World you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead, and then you can only activate Toon Bookmark as a hard once per turn. So this is interesting because I was looking at this card and I really couldn't figure out the difference between Toon Bookmark and Toon Table of Contents. Like, you guys let me know, but aren't they basically the same exact card? Obviously this card, it does have a hard once per turn, and I guess that's kind of balanced out by the fact that it has a little bit of protection from the graveyard, but I guess, you can never really have too much searching in your archetype, especially because of the next card that I'm going to talk about. I'm thinking that you run this and Toon Table of Contents. It used to just be people within their deck activate Toon Table of Contents 3 times in a turn and then get a monster, but now we do have ways of searching multiple Toon cards in our turn. So I think that consistency is always important in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't know if this is a 3-of because it is a hard once per turn. If it wasn't, it would automatically be a 3-of, but you could probably run like 2 copies of this card. Anyways, our final card is exactly what I say about it's exactly the type of card that I want to give to every archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! They decided to give Toons an Infernity barrier. Toons of all archetypes. I mean, I guess Toons have never had any great ways of defending themselves, so why not? This is Terra Toon. It's a counter trap, and it says when a spell/trap or monster effect is negated while you control Toon World and a Toon monster or monsters, negate that activation, and if you do destroy it, you can only activate Toon Terror as a hard once per turn. There's really not much to say about this card. You guys know how I feel about Infernity barriers. I feel like they are pretty much the epitome of defense in Yu-Gi-Oh! Even though this requires you to have 2 cards on field, if you have Toon Kingdom, your Toon monsters get protection, and I feel like this is just an obvious just run this card in your deck. I don't know if you want to run 3 of it because it is a hard once per turn, but I would be inclined probably to run multiples, especially because this card is searchable from the other Toon cards. I kind of feel like this is one of the cards, if you're going first in Toons, that you're basically going to be looking to search every single turn one. Like, who doesn't want Infernity barriers? I mean, imagine if you open with Toon World plus a Toon monster, you got your Toon Terror, and then maybe I'll just put the icing on top. I'll give you a Solemn Judgment. You have 2 of the best counter trap cards that you can possibly have, and I really do like the fact that they didn't water this down. They didn't make it where it doesn't destroy the card, it only negates it. Like, that would have kind of been a bummer to me. The fact that it actually destroys the card is definitely really good. Yeah, I could maybe see you even running 3 of this, because if you hard draw it, I don't see it being a bad thing. You just don't want to draw multiple. But Toons definitely needed some type of defensive cards. Toons have a lot of offense, and they don't have they kind of have to play as a little bit of a grindy deck because the monsters have like a form of summoning sickness where they can't attack during the same turn. So Toons, they needed a defensive card. You know, Konami, if you're ever watching this video, Crystal Beast could use a good defensive card as well. They only have like one trap card that's worth playing. So what do you guys think of the Toon support? I know a lot of people are saying online that it's kind of underwhelming. I think the expectations had to be tempered, guys. I mean, I'm not trying to say like Konami can't make Toons competitive, but I don't know if people were like real. Were you expecting Konami to make like Toons Thunder Dragons? Were you expecting them to take the archetype and like make it tier 1? My expectations were that they would, you know, give us some fun cards. And I think that this overall support, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, maybe somewhere around that. But it's not like trash tier like people are saying. They could have probably given us more Toon cards. I don't know why they threw all the heroes in here. Those could have maybe been new Toon cards. But overall, I'm not disappointed personally. Anyways, whatever you guys think of the Toon support, you leave that in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.